Okay, today I have a 2004 Subaru Outback 3.0 four-wheel drive. And this transmission is the 4AT Phase 2 version 1. All right, and the problem with this is came from a wholesale account, and the lady was trying to describe what it was doing, and it almost sounded like she was describing an engine problem, so we needed her to leave the car so we can drive it to see what's going on. We did scan it when she was here. There were no codes engine, no codes transmissions. So we were going to drive this thing around, and consequently we had a job done that had to go be delivered to one of the wholesale accounts that's about an hour away. So we decided to drive the Subaru. So the guys went back and forth, and honestly, we're kind of feeling or looking for engine misses as we're driving the car. But it's an hour one way, hour the other way. Car ran fine, didn't feel nothing. So while it was still hot and just sitting there idle, we happened to get in the car, go drive it, and we felt a flare on the 2-3 shift. First shift cycle out, flare on the 2-3 shift. Second shift cycle, nothing. So what we did when we drove it a little more was when it was going to shift into third, we released the gas a little, it backed off on the gas, then we went back on the gas and the thing raced up, flared up, there was no third at all. And then we kind of did it again, and we got it to happen like three times in a row. So I guess when it's okay, it's good, but when it happens all the time. So we spoke to her, we got the okay, obviously, and I needed to get this thing apart because they are, very hot for the car. They want it as soon as they can get it. It's also very busy here, so again, apologies that I can't tear this down. I don't get too many of these Subarus, and it would have been nice to tear it down, but I have to keep up, so I apologize about that. And we'll do a quick highlight video. I want to show you the differences between like the early Subaru that I think I may have done a tear down video on, and this 04 Subaru. Like for instance on the valve body, like the early Subaru, it's kind of like an RE4 R01A valve body, like a Pathfinder valve body, and the solenoid was in a cluster, like a solenoid pack. These are all individual. Okay, the transfer clutch solenoid is still in the back, but on version 2, phase 2, they moved it to the valve body. I also want to show you what I found to be the problem, but I just want to do an intro tonight, and tomorrow morning we will go through, the pump, excuse me, the valve body, the drum that houses the direct and reverse input clutch, and just kind of go through the unit, as a quick highlight view. But I'd like to show what I found. Very interesting what I found. Actually a seal, an inner seal caused the whole problem. So I will be back with you guys in the morning, and we'll go over this unit. All right, I'll see you then. Okay, back with you this morning. And I want to show you first what I found, what I believe is to be the problem with this transmission, of it occasionally slipping in third or running away in third. So here is the drum. This houses the high clutch, which is on in third and fourth, and the reverse clutch. All right, here is a balance piston, molded balance piston I got coming. Springs going here like that. And these are the two pistons. All right, this is the direct clutch piston and the reverse piston. Okay, so we got a D-ring on the outside and a D-ring on the inside. So let's take a look at the outer O-ring first. Feels like there is a little drag on it. All right, it's really not coming out. And now let's take a look at it in here. See how easy that spins? In and out. There's really no drag on this at all. It falls right out. So this inner ring here just probably is worn out. I don't even really feel any, I don't even feel the ring, the D-ring. So this is worn out, and I believe as it gets hotter, the oil is just blowing right by that seal, causing this problem. Okay, this is what the setup looks like in the drum. And these are the clutches, which really aren't that bad, but you know, changing them anyway, getting a banner kit. And these are the high clutches. These are a little, you know, I've got some black marks on them, but overall, not to cause that problem. Okay. And here are the forward clutches, or as they may call them, the low clutches. These aren't the greatest. These are actually flaking off. This top clutch here is flaked off real bad, and we've been flushing this out, and there's been some crap in this cooler. All right, this also has molded piston here, which I got coming, and in the back we have the low sprig. This little sprig will come out. There is a snap ring, so when I wash this drum up in the machine, I'm going to take that sprig out. All right, here is the 2/4 brake. These clutches a little flaky also. This is the bottom plate. And the piston for the 2/4. All right, this has the apply hole, and the seal goes through the valve body. Goes through the case, I mean. And the valve body kind of holds it in there, and this is the seal. That's what it looks like. All right, to go over the front step real quick. This is the clutch hub for the low clutch or the forward clutch. You got an open face bearing here and a bearing race there. Okay, we have planet, race, and a bearing inside. Sun gear. The smooth part will face down, and I guess it would be considered the front planet. Okay, now this fits inside the forward clutch drum, and then snap ring goes in to hold it in. So that's what that snap ring is for. Alright, and then we're going to have the clutch hub here, reverse, and for the second and fourth. Okay, all the way in the back of the unit, there is a piston for the low reverse clutch. All right, now just a quick note on these. Depending on the engine size, there are 3 different heights on these pistons. So definitely you gotta give the correct information, or just take it apart and measure the height of it to get the correct one. All right, low reverse clutches. All right, pump. All right, so back in the day with these Subarus, they would use the vane style pump. All right, now they have gears. All right, the gears are in real nice shape. All right, and this has a lip on it right here, so that is going to face down. Okay, and then the other gear will go in, and that's pretty much the pump. Here is the stator. Okay, this is nice here, and you got some rings to change out during the overhaul. Alright, let me just show you the converter real quick. Okay. And let me back out. Alright, so this little piece here comes off. It's just held in like with a wire clip, and this gets put on, it'll get put on the rebuild converter, and then when it gets installed, it actually turns the pump gears here. So I'm gonna put this up here just so I can take this piece out, and I got a torque converter coming. Alright, so in the back of the trans, let me get it in a little further now. Okay. Still have the transfer clutch solenoid. Alright, this is going to be changed. Again, this is Phase 2 version 1, and Phase 2 version 2, they changed the solenoid to the valve body. They moved it. Right here are the transfer clutches, which these also come in the banner kit. And right here are the pistons, and this is basically the output shaft. All right, you got a couple of sealing rings here to apply that. And you also have a bearing that goes there. And here is the hub. And this is like this goes into the transmission. This is like the mini output shaft of the trans, or the intermediate shaft, if you will. And that'll go in here, drive the clutches, and you got the transfer gear and the park right there. The valve body, and as you can see, these solenoids, you know, are all separate instead of all clumped together like on the early version 1, maybe, if you will. Subaru's the 4 ATs. Alright, and we got some accumulators in here. I'm going to change the seals on. There's some check balls in here. There's some check balls in the main valve body. I'll see if I can kind of open this and give you a shot of this valve body open if I get a chance. And I'm going to get a filter as well. Don't forget, I've got the direct clutch hub. There. There's the shaft that goes through the unit and goes into the torque converter. Right here's the O-ring for the lockup. Extension housing. Again, it sits in here, the transfer clutch, and you also have a tube that sits in here. Basically, it goes in this area right here. You got a tube. Just back out quick. I'm going to bring the diff over real quick here. All right, so you got the front seal to the trans here, and then you also have this like tube seal that I like to change. So it keeps the grease for the diff and the transmission oil is separate. And for the diff, the fill is here and the check is here. So this actually has two dipsticks, one for the diff and one for the trans. All right, so I guess that's about it for this 04 Subaru 4AT Phase 2 version 1. And again, we found this occasionally we got it to happen, you know, like I said, when it happened a lot. When it didn't happen, this thing worked great. Found the inner seal to their direct clutch piston pretty much shrunk down. Let's actually take that seal out because we know what the problem is here. I mean, there's like nothing, I'm not even feeling it. So this is it. But that definitely is the problem because this thing should seal, there should be drag on it. So when I put the new one in, there'll be a big difference. And this is definitely no good. So I got my parts coming. I'm gonna do the overhaul, get it back in the car. Because again, these people are kind of hot for the car, so I gotta stay on this. I got some stuff coming, it'll be here this morning, and I can get going on it. All right, so I thank you guys for watching this highlight video. Again, I apologize I could not actually do the teardown with you, but I do need to keep up. It's busy. Thank God it's, you know, the time of year. It normally is a little slower, but it absolutely has not slowed down at all yet. So I thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you next one. All right, so I just want to show you the difference here on the inner seal for this high clutch piston. All right, so I'm going to set this in place. And remember, the other one dropped right in and fell right out. So this one, I can't even turn it. And there's no way that's coming out unless I bang this on the bench. So we know for sure, I can't even get this out now. So we know for sure that this definitely was our problem. This inner seal shrunk down, wore out, something to that effect, to let all the oil bypass when it did run away in third. So big difference here. So I just kind of want to show you that as well. And now we're going to get into some things on the case that I want to show you, and also the valve body. All right, a couple more things on this Subaru that I want to show you that I didn't do earlier. All right, we're looking down into the barrel of the case here. I have the low reverse clutches in. Okay, the whole back of the unit is together, and I got the low reverse clutches, steels, pressure plate, and snap ring in. Now the low reverse clutch takes an anti-rattle clip, or what's called a leaf spring, which looks like this. And the 2/4 brake, which sits in this area, also takes an anti-rattle clip or a leaf spring that looks like this. Okay, now first, for the low reverse clutch, you got to stack everything up like you see there, snap ring in and everything, and it's going to sit, all right, so this is about the 6 o'clock position right here, and it's going to go one notch over right here. All right, it can't really fit in this little slot because it's the clip is too big. So it's going to go right here, and with this facing up, okay, we're just really going to push this thing in. All right, let me push it in pretty much until it bottoms out. Okay, So it's either going to be even with the case or a little countersunk down. And then after that, you put the 2/4 piston assembly in, okay, which is this, and that will hold it in place so it does not come out. All right, so that's in place. You put the 2/4 piston assembly in, the return springs. There's a snap ring that's got to go in there. You stack up the clutches, snap ring in also, and then here is the second one, and that's going to go right around the 6 o'clock position with the tab facing down, just like that. And let me just move this down a little bit. Right here. All right, you'll have everything in place. So you just slide it in, and it'll stop just like that. All right, so I did want to let you know about those. I forgot to tell you, and I just want to swing this case around now. And I want to get to where the transfer solenoid sits. Okay, so your transfer clutch solenoid sits here, and then when you take the solenoid off, all right, this is it. All right, so you got a seal here that you can change, and the solenoid, if you buy it, it'll come like this with the little valve body attached to it, the plate and everything. No gaskets. But when you take the solenoid off, there's going to be a screen. All right, and that screen is going to go right in there. Just like that. Whoop, popped out, but I'll put some grease on it. It'll go right in there. So I did want to let you know about that as well. All right, now let me just reposition, and I want to show you guys the valve body. So I'll be right back. Quick shot of the valve body. Here it is. You got your accumulators here in the valve body. We got some check balls in this section, check balls in this section, and filters in this section. So I want to go close up and go through one of these at a time. Here's all my hardware over here, solenoids, everything. These are tension plates for the springs, for the accumulators. And the accumulators have 2 rubber O-rings on each one, and all the O-rings are the same size. I did keep them separate. It looks like the springs are all the same size, but I did not want to mix them up. Okay, so let me just reposition one more time, and we're going to go over each section of the valve body with check ball locations and filter locations. All right, because some of these have spots that take check balls, but no check ball would go there. All right, so let me just do that, and then we'll wrap it up. All right, give me 2 seconds here to reposition. Okay, so here is the middle valve body. All right, and this one, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 check balls in this section. All right, so you have like nothing over here, nothing here, nothing here. So you just got to be careful if you ever disassemble one of these valve bodies. All right, let me just push this back down. So this is the middle section. It's again Subaru 4EAT or 4AT Phase 2 version 1. Okay. Middle section. Here is the upper section with the accumulators in it. All right, and this one we have 4 check balls. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, be careful because you got like an empty spot here where it looks like a check ball may go, but it does not. All right, and finally the lower section just with some screens. Okay, you have one screen here which is on a spring. Okay, another screen over here which is also on a spring, same one. And then this one has like a tension spring on it. All right, and this can only fit one way because it fits into like a couple of grooves, so it can only fit one way. And then when you put the the separator plate on top, they got to fit into the little squares because there's like tabs on them, so they have to fit inside. Got to make sure they're facing there we go, like that. All right, and then what I would do here is just kind of hold this down, pick this up, and then put it onto the midsection of the valve body, and then put a couple of bolts in to hold it together. All right, so again, 2004 Subaru 4AT 4 EAT version 2, phase 2, version 1. And we found the bad lip seal, well, not the lip seal, the O-ring, the D-ring, and the direct clutch piston, which was making this occasionally a flare on the 2.3, and then eventually we got it to happen, run away on the 2.3 shift. No codes present. It happened, didn't happen very often, but when it did happen, it happened quite a few times, and then sometimes it, you know, we could drive this thing for hours and it wouldn't happen, constantly start and stop. All right, so that is about it. I thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you next one.